Alright guys, welcome back to RaySportsGaming. I'm here with the second half of the Saints versus Falcons Madden 23 gameplay simulation on rookie default sliders. Alright, looks like the Saints are kicking off, so I was wrong. I thought the Saints were going to get the ball second half, but it looks like the Saints had the ball first and they scored a touchdown. Then they stopped the Falcons and then they kicked a field goal. Then the Falcons scored 14 unanswered points.
Pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now. A chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second.
Wide open.
So for me, it's really nice
Mariota
to see this team keeping the ground game
has a good completion percentage.
And it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them too.
Second down and 4.
All right, 2nd and 4. Gotta get some pressure.
Mariota.
Ooh, nice pass.
Get this into the hands of Bird. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
All right, Saints gotta get a stop.
Mariota now to throw on first down.
Pressure coming. He's gonna take off running.
Right.
Got him. Stopped him. Still picked up 5 yards.
Scramble. It's second down.
Starting to put a spy out there, it looks like. If he was torching this on the ground in the first half.
Really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
Throwing again on second down.
This is picked up.
Got a man, it's London. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 39. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And
let's see what we got here.
Nice first down.
Handoff.
Keeps moving.
Looking for some running room.
To get a couple.
He's getting stopped. Cordell Patterson. He's not having a good day running the football. They only ran with him 6 times though. And he picked up 3 yards. I guess if it, that's one thing about it is Mariota got more rushing yards than probably everybody on the field.
Now Mariota completes his Zacchaeus. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
I got these catching passes. I don't know who's guarding them. These dudes keep getting open. That's one thing, the Falcons always got some wide receivers. I don't have Calvin Ridley no more, but they still got a nice wide receiver squad.
Throwing, Mariota. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And this is going to be
Kyle Pitts at tight end.
the tackle's made at the Saints 14. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover.
Oh yeah, he was guarded by Werner.
And a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
Back to the ground now, Patterson.
Patterson just can't get it going.
Outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. Throw caught here by Bird.
All right, 3rd and 2.
On the completion, and that'll leave it with a 3rd and 2.
Good throw, good catch.
And both touchdowns for the Falcons were rushing touchdowns by Mariota. Just to let you guys know that. That's very important. You see Mariota runs it in again.
To a defensive player in another zone.
Mariota on 3rd and 2.
Oh, wow.
Is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time
that was actually the pass.
The number one thing they look for in a quarterback. When you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On fourth down, Mario
is
off and on comes Atlanta's Younghoe Koo. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that moves him up by a touchdown now at 17-10. Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad
almost took
job
6 minutes to do that drive.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course.
That's what I'm talking about. Take some time off the clock with these drives.
Within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though. 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't like when they just score real quick and easy. I like how they have to work for it. That's one thing about this game. In this gameplay, the drive's been time consuming, averaging almost 6 minutes a drive. Except for when we stopped the Falcons at one time, that only took 3 minutes. But all the scoring drives been almost 6 minutes.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because
all right, Saints, let's see what you got.
Come out, establish a rhythm in the second half and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Play action. It's Olave. I guess Andy Dalton took a shot down into the end zone and got picked off in the last video. If you haven't checked that out, look at that before you watch this. It's gonna be the first half.
Money on the right sideline, a really good route, moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there! Big time arm strength. Very nice route.
Oh, Alvin Kamara couldn't get around the edge. He had 11 carries for 67 yards though. That was 6 yards a carry.
Second and 11. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
Got to him.
Pressure and down goes Dalton on the sack. Lorenzo Carter able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
That's the second sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far.
I almost got rid of it.
Themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. So the completion good for 7 there. And that'll bring up fourth down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and it will be Falcon football. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over.
He's got to get a way to stop the Falcons because they got 17 unanswered points.
They got the field goal added onto their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
He's got to stop them from getting the field goal range and shut it down early.
Because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points.
They're trying to let Jet Sweep pick up 4 yards.
After this type of a drive,
it's better than what Cordero Patterson is doing. I guess they're finding different ways to move the football.
Let's just make this one
they're using Cordero Patterson on the ground game.
Guys on defense, diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
From the 22, Mariota into the hands of Bird over the middle. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gets him a first down. Great change up there on the route. It got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
Bradley Roby, the
That's the
quarterback,
best
there
run
to
of the
make the
day.
stop.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
I should say his best run of the day. Pick up a 5.
Again, Patterson. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, this is the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking
Come on, you gotta get a stop,
a
Saints.
few different plays, but stay with the overall
You
essence
need to
of
get
the
back in
running
this
game.
football game.
Mariota now. And this pass broken up.
Broken up.
And the
Nice.
contact
Nice defense.
well timed there. And now 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's Bradley Pinion now.
Got them out of field goal
running
range.
away for the second time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well.
Solid up, way back there.
Following a 43-yard punt.
Didn't get past the 20.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Give them 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay,
Kamara got some running room.
going gets tough in here.
30 inches. Let's give him the favorite spot.
About the 29, just shy of the 30.
I think his knee was down until he crossed the first down marker.
Terrific here this afternoon.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Here's Kamara.
Yeah, that's easy pick up for Alvin Kamara. Got a first down.
First down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed.
Alvin Kamara and Mariota got just about the same amount of yards rushing.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running the jet sweep, Landry.
Landry putting some moves out there.
Corral just beyond the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
But no matter how they phrase it,
The one thing I like about these new Maddens is even on the lower difficulty, the offense tries to use their mechanics like juke moves and spin moves. And pass Maddens, they don't usually juke, except for Madden 8 on the 360. But a lot of times, they just, on the lower levels, if it's not on all Madden, they just run up and down. They don't try to spin, they don't try to juke, they don't try to do nothing. Even on what is it, Madden 25 and NCAA 14, they don't try to juke move on unless you put on all Madden or Heisman.
But I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short.
Gotta go for it.
I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was gonna say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
He picked up 6 yards on that play? Come on, Tyrann Matthew, you got to close in faster than that.
But with intelligence, how about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the third quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the second half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with
it's an interesting game, guys. Going into the fourth quarter. And just let you know this is CPU versus CPU. I'm not doing no game planning. I mean, I'm not doing no playing. Not even coach mode. Big Hollywood Sports is doing coach mode on his Madden 24.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
In this franchise mode, I'm just doing CPU versus CPU. I think coach mode would be kind of better. That way I could spy Mariota instead of and call the play.
This is his time to shine. They'll run with Patterson. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Just a 1 yard pickup there, and it'll be fourth down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop
they got
these
a punt.
runs.
Wow.
Bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
So he's not getting no blocking on the special team. If he can get some room to take off, I think he can take one to the house.
And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara, and he is going to lose yardage here.
There's a lot of blocking back.
Penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. The Saints again ready to go on offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Dalton.
Get rid of Dalton.
Oh,
he takes a sack. Oh, no, they mark him at the 1.
Picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Kamara up the middle. And he'll get him a little space here up to the 5-yard line.
Just gotta get some running room, some wiggle room.
Space was available and gained decent yardage.
I have to punt this up.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and forever. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. Complete. It's Johnson. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw.
Away.
I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Here comes the Saints punter now, standing just outside his own goal line. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota at the 41-yard line. They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson.
Dang, that was a good run.
Nice chunk there on the 1st down run.
Now he wants to come alive.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind
Guess
out
he's
some
amped up
yardage,
because
work on that
his
clock,
defense
see
is
if you
playing
can
good
continue to
defense in
take
the
it
second
down.
half. They haven't scored nothing since the first quarter.
Right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
There's Mariota.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating
He
right
reached the
now.
century mark.
Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
Play fake. Mariota.
They double team Cameron Jordan.
Wide
That was a nice
open
pass.
receiver complete. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. First and 10, it's Patterson. And he's going to take this ahead for right
Cameron
around
Jordan
3
came from one
yards,
side
but
all the way
no
to the
more
other
than
side to
that.
make that tackle.
Second down.
He only picked up 3
Seems
yards.
pretty
That's
obvious
not good.
defensively, a key was stopping
I mean, it's
the
good
run
that he
game.
stopped
How
him
they
after
done it
getting
so
3
successfully.
yards.
To me,
But it's
it
not
seems
good
that these
that
guys
Cameron
really
Jordan
did a
had to
nice
come
job
from
of
one
paying
side
attention during
all the way to the
scouting
other
report
side
meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they
to do the
those,
initial tackle.
they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
Third and short yardage, Mariota.
Oh,
And
broken
that's
up.
incomplete.
Ooh,
The
wow, the
contact
vicious
there
hit.
enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So that's CD an important
All right,
one
Saints,
here
you gotta
in the
score a
fourth quarter.
touchdown,
And that
man.
importance cannot be
Gotta
overstated.
get it going on
All
offense
eyes on both
sometime
sidelines were staring
like
that
right
one down
now.
all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
The
All
punter
right,
Kenyon now to kick
let's
this one
go.
away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. Dalton, 1st and 10. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive.
All right, nice pass play to
make this a one-possession
Kick
game.
O'Meara.
Get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. 1st and 10 for Dalton.
Come on, Dalton, get rid of it. Oh,
And he's taken down.
Third
Trying to do
sack
a
for
little too
Carter.
much, getting outside of the pocket,
Dalton just holding
and
on
it
to the
results in a
football.
sack. Lorenzo Carter getting him once again his 3rd sack of the afternoon. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little
Nice way to stay on your feet,
We're
Landry.
seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback. But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Out of the gun, it's Dalton.
Nice pass play to Kamara.
It's Alvin Kamara. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 44-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it
He just got rid of that.
so they can't just
Oh, man. I hear you. I saw that pressure coming. I saw that pressure coming real, something serious.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go.
Again.
Checking it down to Alvin Kamara.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
I want to say you got to get on their field. Got to get on the board.
And Dalton to throw.
In the second half. Nice pass play. Michael Thomas still on his feet.
And that's going to be good for another first down.
That's what I'm talking about.
Made at the Falcons' 20-yard line. A gain of 22. In a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup, but they really want
but Michael Thomas staying on his feet, fighting for extra yards.
And conserve as much as possible.
Got to get in the end zone, though.
Dalton operating in the red
Checks it
zone
down.
now. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
With the face mask.
Charles, they're trying to protect
puts
this
us on the
lead
8.
Those are
Trying
the
to strip
types
the
of
ball. I
mistakes
see him
they
try to
can
strip the
afford to go
ball.
without.
About the last thing you want to give them is help in completing a comeback.
Michael Thomas with another catch.
Penalty does.
Breaks another tackle.
So now after the face mask penalty, here's 1st and goal.
Are we going to run it?
A give. This is Kamara.
Not going nowhere that
He's
time.
going to lose yardage here. That's going to
Come
go
on,
as a
Kamara.
loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On 2nd and goal, Dalton. Looking for
That's
Landry,
picked off.
and it's intercepted.
That's ball game.
Picked off by Casey Hayward.
That's ball game.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. And he takes this one back into
Alden
the
Hilliard's
end zone.
second
The
interception.
Falcon defense
Those were
has
pick
a
6.
touchdown. So a 4th quarter pick 6 here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
Looking for
with that partner. I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick 6, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Yeah, that's going to be ball game. Unless we could put up some points real quick. Dalton's probably not the quarterback to stick with. Got all the way down in the end zone. I like the notion. Go to Jawan Landry. Not Jawan Landry. Landry. I forgot his first name. 'Cause 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 'Cause
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice return.
Anyways,
pretty good here right at the
here's a good target to go to. I would have went to Michael Thomas in that situation, but he probably double teamed. They probably put extra attention on Michael Thomas since he had that big play.
They need points quickly. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Dalton right back on the horse after the pick six.
Oh, nice. Ron Landry. Jawan Johnson, I mean.
A big play there on the catch.
That was a big play. Right back. We need that play.
How about the way they flipped field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Jawan Johnson.
1st and goal, and they got to
be right, we're back where we were before we get the big play.
To throw here, Dalton.
Gotta get rid of it.
Able to get away. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Andy Dalton.
Gotta get rid of it. Gotta get rid of it. They're coming. Oh, that's ball game. That's definitely ball game.
And the Falcons grab it.
That's definitely ball game.
He's at the 30. 10, 5, and this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. How about that for a momentum swing? You had it goal to go. Not only do you cough it up, but they pick it up and return it all the way for a touchdown.
And now you have to give oxygen to the entire team because what a letdown that was. Terrific drive. Looked like you're going to get points. Instead, the other team registers them on the scoreboard.
Koo able to connect on the
That's
extra
gonna be ball game. It was a close game. Andy Dalton just not the answer. $34 unanswered points for the Falcons.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You'd have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation.
Got the momentum, and they never let go of the momentum.
2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Dalton now to pass. Johnson's got it complete. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
So Dalton is responsible for 3 turnovers and 21 points.
You work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch.
Or 17
inbounds,
points.
keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
$14 points.
third down from the gun.
Responsible for giving up 14, allowing 14 points to be scored by the Saints opposition.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game.
Pick six was 7, and he fumbled the football, which was returned all the way into the end zone for a touchdown, so that's 14. And he threw another interception just before the half was over.
Big fourth down here. It's Dalton. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Falcons will take control of the football in great field position.
All they got to do is get a first down. That's ball game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Straight ahead, Patterson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. On second, here's Algier. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Saints didn't use no timeouts.
Here's a give to Patterson. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice, dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
It was all bad after the first quarter.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons.
Third quarter, both teams didn't score, but that fourth quarter was brutal.
But 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitter's getting to see him, and then they come
third
out
quarter,
after that,
third quarter they kicked a field goal.
right? I think they saw their best stuff in the first quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. Till next time, we say so long from the Bayou.
All right, let's look at the stats, guys. Mariota, 73 completion percentage, 19-26. Yeah, that's kind of high. Andy Dalton, 66 completion percentage. I mean, if you shooting like that, you should be a star. See, that's what I'm saying. You should be a star quarterback. But 2 interceptions, that's not good for Andy Dalton. And that's good. I mean, for stats wise, good, but Andy Dalton kind of throws interceptions in real life. So Mariota was the leading rusher, 10 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alvin Kamara, 18 carries, 90 yards, 5 yards a carry. I could dig it. We shut Cordero Patterson down. Jarvis Landry, that's his name. Jarvis Landry. We didn't run Mark Ingram but one time. Juwan Johnson was the leading rusher, and he's a receiver, and he was a tight end. 8 catches, 144 yards. One went for What's the longest one? 65 yards. So you take away that 65 yards, he had 7 catches for, what, 79 yards? And then you got Zacchaeus. Then Alvin Kamara had 10 catches for 64 yards. Chris Olave had 4 catches for 52 yards and a touchdown. Jarvis Landry 5 catches for 46 yards. Demir Bird. Kyle Pitts 5 catches for 42 yards. Now here's where it got dangerous. James Hurst gave up 4 sacks. And Cesar Ruiz, there were 2 sacks. And we only got to the quarterback 1 time. And that was by Cameron Jordan. But Grady Jarrett had 2 sacks. And Lorenzo Carter had 4 sacks. Casey Hayward Jr. interception, pick 6. Richie Grant pick in the end zone touchback. And not too many pass deflections. Terrell Matthews deflected pass, Demar Davis, Marshawn Lattimore, and this guy Rashawn Evans with 2 pass deflections. Forced fumble by Lorenzo Carter. Recovered by Arnold Ibikita. I can't say that. Ibakita. I don't know how to say his name, but anyways, he rumbled a fumble for a touchdown, 81 yards. So, all right, guys, let me know if you like that gameplay. If you want me to try some other sliders, let me know for CPU versus CPU, not for user versus computer. Because I know everybody wants to play on all Madden, with all Madden sliders. That's where you get your gameplay. I may do another gameplay on all Madden with these same 2 teams to see what the outcome is. But so far, I kind of like how there was no super comeback. They had to work for it, you know. It wasn't that they just got all supered up and in the last 15 minutes they made a dramatic comeback, even though the Saints were trying to come back, but they didn't score. They actually threw a pick 6, but they were working at it. They were working at coming back. And it wasn't to take the lead, it was just to get back in the game. But it was like, I don't feel as though there was any cheating going on or any favoritism going on. It's just the Falcons, they had the momentum. Once the Saints scored that 10 points, the Falcons said, nah, we got this game. And they took over, and they didn't ever look back once they got the lead. And that's how a game can go. But I don't like to see super comebacks. Even though Tony Romo was a comeback king, Derek Carr had some comeback on his record. And Dak Prescott has got some comeback in him. But not everybody should be able to come back in a game. So, anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thanks for watching it. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see some more Madden 23 gameplay, because I got it on Game Pass or EA Play. And I'm probably not going to get Madden 24, guys, until I figure out these sliders for gameplay, because I want realistic stats with the CPU versus CPU in my franchise. So I'm working on this game to get the sliders, and then I import them in the next Madden when I perfect everything. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.